Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. Isis, Escape from Transylvania. The goddess next door and John Haynes must escape a horde of vampires on the hunt in this horror-filled Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Escape from Transylvania in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Over the last few years, as I have watched numerous Goth videos and visited numerous Goth websites to do research to write the Spinsterella trilogy books, I have had the Marilyn Munster effect happen to me. What is the Marilyn Munster effect? Well, the Marilyn Munster effect is what happens to Marilyn Munster on the TV show The Munsters. Now, on the 1960s sitcom The Munsters, we had the Munsters, who were a family of monsters, and Herman Munster was supposed to represent Frankenstein, Lily Munster was supposed to represent Dracula's daughter, and Grandpa was supposed to be like a vampire count. And then you had the son Eddie, who was a werewolf. And living with this Munster family, this family of monsters, was Marilyn Munster, the niece of the family, and she was an ordinary human being. And with Marilyn Munster, she did not see this family of monsters as monsters. No, she saw them as ordinary human beings. And when you've been watching numerous Goth videos or been a part of the Goth scene for an extended period of time, you will soon learn to start looking past the dark clothes and the spooky makeup and then start to see people as people. And that is the Marilyn Munster effect, because what happens when you have the Marilyn Munster effect is you stop looking at the color of their goth people's clothes and the color of their makeup, and you start looking at the content of their character. And when you have the Marilyn Munster effect happen to you, it's an extremely positive thing, because instead of you looking at a person and becoming spooked by their makeup and their clothes, you then start to see them as a person, and you start to connect with them deep on a deeper level, because you're seeing a person. And as you start to see this person and start to get to know them, you start to understand where they're coming from, what their reasons are for dressing and expressing themselves this way, and then you start to understand their viewpoints regarding their perspective of the world and their ideas about the world and why they are expressing themselves the way they are expressing themselves. And again, this Marilyn Munster effect is one of the most positive thing as related to the goth subculture, because again, you're not seeing makeup, hair, and clothes. What you're seeing are people, their philosophies, their ideas, and their beliefs, and you're connecting to people on a deeper level. And that's one of the most positive things about the Marilyn Munster effect is, again, you're looking past the surface and you're looking directly at the person. And as you're looking directly at the person, you're finding ways to connect with them on another level. And that's one of the things that happened to me as I was writing the Spinsterella trilogy, because as a darkly inclined person, I always felt some connection to the goth subculture, but then I formed an even deeper connection to the subculture as I did research and writing these books, and then watching people's videos, talking to them online, and getting to know the people of the goth subculture. And as I got to know them and I got to know their reasons for dressing and expressing themselves, and the music and the reasons for the music, I began to understand their view of the world and the darker view of the world from a deeper perspective. Now, this is again all part of that Marilyn Munster effect, because that Marilyn Munster effect is again where you start to come into a deeper understanding of the goth subculture, because you're no longer looking at the outside of the people in the subculture. You're looking at people and seeing people, because when you're looking at them, you're seeing the people as they are, and you're seeing them as who they are based on their actions and based on their ideas that they're expressing to you and their philosophies that they're expressing to you. And again, this is a very positive thing to happen to you, because like Marilyn Munster, you are seeing people as people, because one of the things that happens on the Munsters is most people become freaked out at Herman Munster because they think he's a monster, but in actuality he's just another guy like every other guy out here, a guy out to make a living and a guy out to take care of his family. And that's what they were trying to show on the Munsters in the commentary that was made in between the lines of that sitcom, was that the Munster family wasn't a group of monsters. They were just people who lived a different lifestyle and expressed themselves in a different way. And that was nothing to get freaked out about, because these were just regular, ordinary, everyday people, but they just happened to appear different than the rest of us. And that's the way people in the goth scene are. They appear to be different, but they're just like everyone else. And that's something that happens when you have the Marilyn Munster effect, is you learn to see people as people, and you learn to respect people, because you would want to get that same respect for yourself. Now, when I look at this Marilyn Munster effect, this is something many people, they don't talk about, but it's something that I experienced as I was doing research for these novels. And it's a very positive thing to come out of my research as I was writing these novels and interacting with people in the goth scene. And it's something that I thought that people should, learn more about, because again, this is something that's going to help you grow as a person, and it's something that's going to help you change your perspective of the goth people of the goth subculture and the goth subculture overall. If you want to read my books in the Spinsterella trilogy, Spinsterella, Spellbound, and the Legendary Mad Matilda, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com, where you can purchase them in paperback and ebook. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.